Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Can I present with you for a moment? A little while back, I was sitting in my classroom, and like usual, I sat down together with my friends. We talked about almost anything really. We made jokes, and we even laughed together. But for some reason, something still felt off. Even though I put a smile on my face, I still felt empty inside. Have you ever felt something of the sort? If the answer is yes, then I'm glad that we're on the same page. Greetings everyone, my name is Muhammad Al from Islamic State Junior High School 41 in Jakarta. I hope you're all doing as amazing as I am today, although I am a little nervous. But let's be real. Today I stand here not to talk about my feelings, but instead I want to talk about something that I have a feeling most of us experience way more often than we would like to admit. About how behind our success, behind our smiles, there lies a hidden struggle within it. I'm sure you've all experienced it. Be honest with me. Whenever we got good grades, people would say we succeeded, right? I mean, on the outside, and the eyes of society, we seem to be doing great. They saw success, but what they didn't see was the cost that came with it. Ladies and gentlemen, every day, we wake up early and go through day after day of constantly chasing after expectations from teachers, parents, society, and especially ourselves. We are told to be strong, don't complain, others have worse. And so, we force ourselves to keep going, to push through, even when we're exhausted, even when our minds are screaming for rest. Have you ever said you were fine when that was the farthest thing from the truth? Have you ever wanted to stop, but stop because you're afraid that people would understand? That's how mental distress works. And when saying I'm fine starts to become a habit, we start to put on a mask. One that smiles on the outside, but is breathing on the inside. Because the truth is, mental distress doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. And because it whispers, it often goes unnoticed. We praise productivity, but forget recovery. We celebrate success, but ignore the cost. We tell people to stay strong, but we rarely ask if they are okay. Ladies and gentlemen, caring for our mental health doesn't necessarily mean that we're weak. It just means that deep down, we are all still human beings after all. Imagine if we treat mental health the same way we treat physical health. If someone breaks a bone, we don't tell them to just stay strong. So why do we do that when someone is breaking inside? So, if there is one thing I hope you take from this today, it's this. The world may demand us to succeed, but the real success is when you finally learn to accept yourself, not hide it behind a mask. And strength is not just about being able to push through no matter what. But instead, it's about having the courage to take off that mask, to speak, to let ourselves be human, and to realize that it's okay not to be okay. Because in the end, I'm still that kid sitting in the classroom. But when the laugh starts to become tiring, and the smile starts to fade, I now know that I no longer have to hide behind them. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.